Hello, 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 and welcome to Emotional Response. This is Life Coaching with Ink. Hello out there. We are back again talking about topics, matters of the heart, emotional wellness, psychological stability. We join on this podcast every week, every episode, with the intentions of becoming better people for ourselves, self-love, better people for our relationships, romantic, and better people for our business, so that we can be prosperous in all that we do. You can actually prosper in your relationships. Prosperity doesn't always equate to financial gain. Prosperous is flourishing, growing, progress. Think of those words when you think of those. Think of those words when you think of the term prospering. And so that's my main goal. My main goal is to make sure you are inspired to be better. This podcast was designed to bring awareness to emotional wellness. Allow people to consider things they never considered before, learn things they never heard before, and as well as confirm things that they already came across or that's already been embedded into them. Because sometimes in life you think that you're on the right path, but you just need that one pat on the back to say you're moving in the right direction. And if it's a couple of words that I could share or some of my guest speakers, I'm happy. I'm happy. And I want to thank again Darren and Shamira for the last 2 episodes. Phenomenal. It was really a meeting of the minds, and then sharing with y'all only inspired others to love again, to break down shells, to deal with real issues, and to understand self so you can be the best partner in your relationship. So tonight's topic comes mainly because I always keep an ear towards the great conversation. And what I mean by the great conversation, C.S. Lewis coined the great conversation is the big talks of the world. And what's flowing in the conversations now is coining the activity that females are doing to men and men are doing to females, but mainly females doing to men. And everyone is talking about a female player, a female going hard in the paint, a female doing to men what has been done to women for centuries. And it's not to take away from the fact that it hasn't occurred before now, because it has, but it's being highlighted now. It's being encouraged now. And I want to bring emotional wellness into it, because with this activity, you can lose self. With this activity, you could spoil self. With this activity, you can ruin everything you really desire. So I want to dance on the topic tonight of self-preservation versus saving face in light of pursuing your sexual pleasures. Sounds lengthy, but it's very simple. Self-preservation versus saving face. Self-preservation versus saving face. And I want to give clear definitions. Self-preservation is a matter of protecting self. Saving face is a matter of shielding self from a stigma, a perspective, an outlook. Self-preservation has a lot to do with preserving, holding on to, protecting what is already valued, which is self, which is your soul, your body, your temple. And I want people to understand what those two terms is and how different they are. They're not different when it comes to gender. They're different when it comes to roles. So a man can have self-preservation when it comes to sexual activity as just as much as a woman has, just as much as a woman can. Let me say, not have to, because I never want to be the voice standing over you telling you what you should do. Life coaching is all about bringing highlight to things that you didn't see before, or you saw, you just didn't notice as much. And life coaching allows you to consider things, take on suggestions, but at the end of the day, you make your decision, and respectfully so, because it's your life. So, self-preservation, just based on certain conversations I've been listening to, a lot of people are confusing saving face with self-preservation. A female walking around having multiple sex partners in the pursuit of protecting herself from getting hurt is more moving with the objective of saving face. And let's break that down. If you are, and let's not just make this gender thing, because I said that this is not a matter of gender, but it's a matter of roles, what roles people take on. So if you're a man or a woman and you are constantly sleeping with this person, that person, this person, that person, this person, that person, you have to step back a second and see why you're doing it. And you can't blur reality. You can't redefine words that are pretty concrete. Self-preservation has a lot to do with preserving. Saving face has a lot to do with being impressionable in one way or another. And so, case scenario, you get hurt in a loving relationship. And it hurts to the point that you start reflecting on your actions and putting yourself more at blame than the person that you was in a relationship with. And so, because of those thoughts, you deal with a shame that you created based on the blame you have put on yourself. And so, to not walk around with your head down in shame, you jump to the next person, entertaining them. And so, people outside looking in, this is where the saving face comes in. People outside looking in assume that you're not taking this hard, assume that you're not dealing with shame or pain. They come to the conclusion based on what they see with their eyes, not talking to you, but just seeing that you're living your best life. And though you was fully invested in that previous relationship and it didn't work out, it hasn't put you back so far because you are entertaining someone else. That's the persona, that's the perception you want to give off. But no, when you're giving off that persona, it's not self-preservation, it's saving face. And this is the danger in it. Because if you confuse the two and mislabel them, you'll find yourself lost in social activities and lost in why you're doing what you're doing. And what'll happen is you'll create a habit. So you'll no longer be trying to get to know the person who is presently in front of you, the person you are interacting with. You start living to impress those that are looking at you and observing you from afar. And so you don't really focus on trying to even make the person that you're presently dealing with work out. And so that doesn't go anywhere, and you jump to the next person and the next person and the next person. And so now it's all about saving face instead of self-preservation. And so if we could rewind time, and this is key, because if you walk with the attitude of saving face to give people the impression that you're living your best life by jumping from this person to this person to this person, you don't deal with the real issues. And on the sideline births bitterness, resentment, unforgiveness towards the opposite sex. So it becomes like a clogged artery, a clogged sink. I want you to visualize that. It's not free flowing. We house energy. And when you're on a negative stance, when you're on an unproductive stance, things are put as a whole. And in your whole being, you're not free-spirited. You're not flowing. You're more tied down, boggled down. You're more stuck in a mode that would take you unraveling and getting to the core of things.